Hey guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Good morning. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, subscribe below. Enable notifications, tap the bell, and like the video. Thanks to Pix do Milhão for sponsoring us. Flamengo needs to stay in contention for the Brazilian Championship lead. They might take first place this round. Huh? I can't believe it, really, okay? Well, let's go. I'll start here by talking about the issue. It's important for us to bring this information. According to the UOL portal, Corinthians is working on signing the forward Macon for 2026. Corinthians has wanted to sign Macon for years, right? Even under the risk of a transfer ban, they are looking at two alternatives to make the deal possible, also to get the release, right? And if they manage to, sign him, right? The free release of the striker or negotiating a loan with salaries adjusted to the club's conditions for free? They must be joking. Corinthians wants the player to be released for free and to negotiate a loan with salaries adjusted to the club's conditions. These guys want the player for free and to pay a lower salary. Flamengo paid a lot to sign Michael, and now they want to get him for free, right? Come on, are you kidding me? You must be kidding. People in the comments just turning a blind eye. Don't you guys get it? The UOL article says they don't want to pay and want it for free, right? They want a free release, alone with salaries adjusted to the club's conditions. It's not in Flamengo's plans. Michael was involved in this, according to UOL. Okay, so UOL says it's not in Flamengo's plans. I don't believe it either, okay? Felipe praised him recently. If Flamengo acts, they'll negotiate him with Arabia or another team. But seriously, letting him go for nothing? Michael played 27 matches in 2025, scoring 2 goals and assisting 4. He's doing badly. He's going through a terrible phase, right? He comes up as a market opportunity to strengthen Corinthians' offensive sector. But man, for free. Come on, you guys are joking, right? You guys are jokers, right? Flamengo accepting this? Man, making it easy for Corinthians is a joke, right? There's no way that's possible. We're going to talk about Lucas Paquetá here, but first we're also going to talk about another possible departure, okay? With the January transfer window approaching, Gonzalo Plata is emerging as a target for Cruzeiro, okay? Cruzeiro and 3 English clubs want Gonzalo Plata for 2026, not me. I'll say it again, I wouldn't strengthen Cruzeiro. Despite what Plata has been doing recently, he's an excellent player. He's already decided games for Flamengo. But he has... No, okay, that's fine, but I wouldn't let him go. Okay? There, that guy, once he's recovered, is a great player. I've already said this, he's a great player. But he's problematic. Okay, but he's a great player. Yeah, I would punish him by benching him to see if I would try to get the player back, okay? I would try to get the player back. Now, besides Cruzeiro, there are 3 English clubs, right? Leeds United, West Ham, and Burnham Health, right? According to the newspaper Odia, they are interested in signing Gonzalo Plata. That's despite the good relationship with Felipe Luis and the frequent opportunities he got at Flamengo. The Ecuadorian forward has caused internal concern due to his off-field behavior and repeated send-offs. There were 3 recent red cards in decisive matches against Estudiantes, Racing, and São Paulo, in addition to being seen at a party during a period of instability. Man, I'm impressed by the number of fans talking. I'll pay for his Uber, go with God, leave him alone. Now, yes, leave him alone here. I think the player needs to recover, but a lot of people can go with God. I think it's good to give Luis Araujo more space. Do you want them to wrap it up? Trade Plata for John Arias? Then you'd have to do that with Wolverhampton. You have to see if Wolverhampton would want it. He's a player who wasn't cheap, not even for Flamengo. Flamengo may negotiate Plata with a foreign club. Now it's about strengthening the Brazilian team, maybe making an interesting trade. I think so too, because he's been a problematic player. That's the reality. But honestly, I would try to recover Gonzalo Plata. I also think Flamengo should do the same, and a lot of people support me on this. They should renew with Everton Cebolinha. I think Everton Cebolinha still has everything it takes to shine. He actually had a very long streak of injuries. Many injuries happened to Everton Cebolinha. Michael also had a lot of injuries, but his time at Flamengo really wasn't good. I just don't like Flamengo strengthening a Brazilian rival. And I also don't like letting a player go for free. Flamengo pays a lot, but when their player leaves, they let him go for free. No, nobody does that with Flamengo. Nobody does that with Flamengo. Nobody does that with Flamengo. Flamengo can't be like that, just letting players go like that. No way. Nobody does that with Flamengo. Before talking about Lucas Paquetá here, the people from the Favela official profile brought this up, including in partnership with us on Insta, with Coringa, with Luan, with Flabolado, right? With the little red black horse. They brought the probable Flamengo lineup, okay? So the probable Flamengo lineup: Rossi, Emerson Royal, João Vitor, Léo Pereira, and Ayrton Lucas, Pulgar de la Cruz, Cebolinha. Man, Flamengo is going to play with a 4-2-4 formation from what they brought here. Cebolinha, Luis Araujo, Samuel Lino, and Bruno Henrique up front. So Flamengo, actually, it's a 4-4-2, right? A 4-4-2 with Luis Araujo and Cebolinha on the wings, sometimes shifting to a 4-2-4. It's interesting. There's Bruno Henrique, Alashin, and Juninho, but I think they'll pick Bruno Henrique now that he's cleared. And another thing, right? With a good mindset, right? Flamengo was especially glad this whole process is finally over, okay? It's not just about him playing, it's about ending the process, which causes a lot of instability. That shakes the whole team. I don't think that's good. The trial must happen quickly, according to Raiz in Placor. The longer it takes, the worse it is for the player, the worse it is for the club. So the most important thing is that this is over, and I hope he's in a good headspace. He doesn't owe anyone anything. Let's go. Let's crush it in the next games. Well, yeah. Bringing here the information from Lucas Paquetá, interview with the national team, Television Globo, Globo Esporte, and so on. He said the following: I've been getting ready so I can tell everyone my side of the story in more detail. And he also said the following to Globo Esporte: it also strengthened our marriage, our story as a family, me, her, and the kids. I'm glad it ended the way it did. I fought hard against this, and it's really hard when you can't speak, when you hear so many narratives and can't tell your side of the story. I've also been preparing so I can share my side of the story in more detail. I'm really happy to be able to return to the Brazilian national team like it was at Maracanã, with a goal to win back my place and fight for a spot in the World Cup, okay? And I saw a lot of people today in the early morning. I was checking here. I was seeing a lot of things about it. Some statements from last night criticizing the Superior Tribunal de Justiça Desportiva for the decision about Bruno Henrique. They say whenever it's Paquetá, Bruno Henrique, or anything about Flamengo, people just forgive. There's nothing you can do, Flapreche, whatever. And what we see the most is the entire São Paulo media united attacking Flamengo. This keeps getting worse. It's a shame what's happening, okay? And Paquetá was also heavily attacked, really heavily attacked. Yeah. He says, look, everyone knows I actually transferred to City. I likely would have signed the week I got the letter from the English Federation. Professionally, I missed out on that. That transfer would have been a big step in my career. Psychologically, I think that's where I was most affected. Because of fear from indecision and future uncertainty, even though I know who I am and what I've done, but due to the circumstances of the investigations and the way the Federation handled everything, that created fear in us. He says the following: psychologically, it was hard for me. I had psychological support to be able to deal with all of this, some problems, but as I said, understanding the reason behind everything, that it was God's work, so I could share a bit about my encounter with him to be a testimony of faith and resilience. I think that's what I take from it. That was my victory. I'm very happy, much lighter. That fear is behind me now. What they said would be 3 months for me lasted 2 years. I proved my innocence, won the case, and returned to what I love. That's what I say. It eased the pressure, and he's saying this also applies to Bruno Henrique, who is moving forward. I think he'll perform much better for the rest of the year. A crucial time for Flamengo. Flamengo's big asset is Bruno Henrique, who, like Paquetá now, has a strong mindset. It's the... we have it here. He's talking about Flamengo too, right? He talked about being left out of the call-ups. And then, look, there was speculation about a punishment only in England. Flamengo fans wanted you back at the club. Did you speak with the red-black board about it? And then he says, yes. Actually, there were two different moments. The first moment was still when Marcos Braz was at Flamengo, and there was this contact. I'm aware of Flamengo's interests, and they know about my passion for the club. This always happens. Just come, man. Forget about money. Forget about everything. Flamengo pays well. Come on, Paquetá. He wants to play Flamengo, says it's his life's passion and wants to join Flamengo. Just come, man. Flamengo has money and you'll be happy in Rio. And that's how I was accused. That was going to start the whole trial process. Braz came to my house, made the offer, and asked what I thought. Obviously, I always want to go back to Flamengo, but at that moment, I was still a bit unsure about my decision and what I was going to do. And then I talked to the West Ham director too and said, Braz, I want to come back. I know I'll enjoy Flamengo, but I can't be ungrateful to the club supporting me. That I was. They supported me a lot at all times, helped me in many situations. So I couldn't force my way out of a place where I was being welcomed and respected. They respected me, my wife, my family. So I said, I want you to resolve this. But yes, there was this exchange with Flamengo. So Paquetá said that he actually talked and there was an exchange. There was a conversation to try to come to Flamengo. Then he mentioned the second moment. The second incredible moment was realizing I could play normally again, which made me want to return to Flamengo even more. Maybe I shouldn't even say this, but I had some conversations with Felipe Luis, who is a friend besides the work he's doing at Flamengo. I clearly expressed my desire to return to both my agents and others. Look, Paquetá, I'm speaking exclusively with Globo Esporte that
He arrived.
he talked to Felipe Luis, spoke with the agents, and expressed interest in returning to Flamengo. It was a tough decision because I'm 28 years old. It's very early, and I still have a lot of opportunities abroad. I've done my job well, but the desire was strong, and I tried really hard. But unfortunately, once again, I chose to respect my club, not to force anything because it's a club that supported me, that I care about a lot. I let things happen, but it didn't work out. I understood that it wasn't the right time, but I know the doors will always be open for me. I know he'll return eventually, so he's leaving it open and saying he'll come back to Flamengo. Look how great it is to hear Paquetá speak. It's clearly just a matter of time. He'll fulfill the rest of his contract, something like that, and at the next opportunity, without harming the club that helped him in his most difficult moment, he can come back to Flamengo. He talks about credibility and all that there's no annoyance at all for people having doubted him and so on. Man, the interview was really cool. He was talking about the importance of faith, talking about Antelot, who has been very comfortable, is coming back and is regaining his place. Okay. After all you've experienced these past 2 years, how would you define the feeling? I'm not saying just one word, I'm saying two: complete work. I've been using this a lot, which I'm sure is what God has for me. And I know it was already written at this moment. Okay, so I'm very confident in my faith that all of this was prepared for me. It's a complete work. That's cool, right? Lucas Paquetá, right? A very important interview. We brought you the main highlights from this interview, and we know that Lucas Paquetá is very loved by the fans. He has an incredible love for Flamengo, and it will be very important for us to be able to count on Lucas Paquetá's return. And it won't take long, you know? It was clear that it won't take long, okay? He's a player who wants to return to Flamengo. We have here an interview with the Uruguayan Federation by Arrascaeta. Let's react to it here, man. It's a really good interview. He talks about the love he has for Rio de Janeiro, right? He talks about missing home and Uruguay. Let's see how
You're doing at your club now, at Flamengo. Did you see a renewal? Are you going to fight for important things? How are you feeling and living each day there?
Not very happy. The truth is, for me, Rio is my home. That's how my family and I feel, and Flamengo too. The truth is that it's always good to have the chance to fight for important things. One more year that we're here in the finals, so I'm really happy for everything we've achieved and for the possibilities that lie ahead.
What do you miss about Uruguay?
You miss Uruguay. Uruguay is obviously our home. But yes, you do miss the basics. Being able to be with family, being able to go to the countryside, spending a couple of days as well. The truth is that nowadays it's hard to have a few days off here and there. So, well, yeah, I miss that a little bit.
Now, what's the first thing you do when you get to Uruguay?
Have a barbecue with my friends,
And Cole,
my family too.
Tell me, you're always having a great time.
there's a thought of always improving, of
Self-evaluation. What can you share about it? What do you consider
points. Do you,
would like to improve?
as a player,
Yes, same.
I think the player always
he's understanding my expression.
learning margin, things to improve. Each coach may request something different, and what you play at your club can differ from what you do on the national team. So you have to be aware that, well, every moment is different. And like I said, for me, the main thing is to be doing well at my club so I can arrive at the national team in good shape
And
to do
the coach tells me,
tasks.
and this
Federación Internacional de Fútbol Association date. How do you approach it? What are the key points?
for motivation.
Or day by day?
No, I believe the top priority now is strengthening the group. We know they're friendlies, so this helps us keep believing in the coach's approach and for players to keep developing. And to show why they're on the national team,
Arrascaeta is really calm, right, man? He was speaking very calmly, really well, man. I'm happy to have a star like him, a number 10 like him, living a great moment at Flamengo. And he definitely deserves an important title this season. I invite you to subscribe, enable notifications, and like the video. I really appreciate your support. Tell me if you stayed until the end. I stayed until the end of the video. What did you like the most? Leave a comment. I'd love to read it. We're in this together. Thanks and a big hug.